Hi everyone. Today I'll be going over how to use reporting within ChargeOver to build out your own custom report. You might want to build out a custom report if you need to personalize any of the data available to you in ChargeOver related to reporting. So the example I'll be going over today relates to filtering the invoices with products report by brand and product name. And I'm going to be building this report because I want to see what products are being sold the most under each of my brands. So from the dashboard, first thing I'm going to do is go to the report center, which is a left navigation tab over here. And then I'm going to find my invoices with products report. I'm going to click into it. And then let's just pretend that this filter didn't exist for a second. I'm going to open up the report. It's going to show me all of the current columns that I have enabled. And essentially what I can do is personalize this by first, what I just mentioned, choosing the columns that I want to add or remove, essentially which ones I want to be showing on this report. So click the columns button in the top right corner, and then I'm going to make sure that all of the columns I want are selected. If I do not want a certain column, I can uncheck it, and then I can save. Essentially what this does is just kind of helps you have a visual of what columns are enabled on your account, which is kind of nice. So I am going to have the customer status still, and everything else looks good to me. So I'll save it. And then the next thing that you should do is filter any of your columns that you want. If you want to, kind of filter down by more data, all I'm going to do is filter the status column of the customer by current or overdue, because I only want active, customers showing. So I will go to the Save As button now because everything else looks good to me. And then I will rename my custom report. So filtered by brand and product name. Okay, and then I'm going to subtotal. So subtotaling is essentially a way to organize the results a little bit more precisely in ChargeOver. So I want to filter by the brand, and then I also want the report to be filtered by the product. So if you see any additional filters like this where there's a question mark, usually it means that there's a column on the report that you don't have enabled right now. Just uncheck it. And then the only filter that I'm using is the status of the customer. So I'm going to create my custom report by clicking the Save button, and then it'll be created. As you can see, one of my brand names, Everest, is now filtering by all of my products that I have enabled in alphabetical order. And I can see all of the customers that have bought these products, which is exactly what I wanted. There's also you can see my second brand right here, Indulge Inc. And that's doing the same thing. It's filtering by the product name, which is exactly what I wanted, and giving me, my subtotals here. And at the very bottom, a grand total as well. So I can, still filter by invoice date if I want to get more precise results if I'd like to do that. These aren't permanent changes, but the report itself right now is permanent until I decide I don't want it anymore. So if you ever want to delete a report, you can go to the Build tab, and there's a Delete Report button right here that you can, delete your report by. And then there's also going to be a report filters list. So if I filtered by any columns, it's going to show here. And then if I filtered by any subtotals, it's also going to show here. So my brand name and then my product name. So if you want to figure out, who created the report, you forget, maybe you have a lot of users, go to the audit log, see exactly who created the report and when. And if I go right back to the report tab, then I can see my report again. So essentially, this is just a way to, build a custom report. I basically want to make sure that if you guys have any further questions on anything, make sure to reach out to customer success at support@chargeover.com with any of your questions. But yeah, essentially, this is how you create a custom report in ChargeOver. Using it can be really helpful if you want to filter more precisely the data that you have in your account. And thanks for watching.